Hey everyone, Ariel Adams with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. This is a review of the Cartier Drive Extra-Flat in steel. Steel is a new material for the Drive Extra-Flat, which is coming out in the fall time of 2018. The Extra-Flat was available previously only in gold and is still available in gold. There was a limited edition white gold one that looked actually almost identical to this. There is a rose or pink gold version, and with this steel model they're introducing a yellow gold model. What's good about the steel version is that it costs, I think, about a third of the price. It's less than half of the cost of the gold models, which is something that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in because it is otherwise a very, very nice dress style, or I guess you could say everyday style watch. The extra flat is of course thin, and that's what extra flat means. And you can see that the case is very thin. It's not quite half as thick as the standard drive model, and the standard drive model has a subsidiary seconds hand and the date. This one is 6.6 millimeters thick, 39 millimeters wide. And yes, there are thinner watches out there, but at this point, under anything that's about 6 and under, about 7 and under, is going to feel really, really thin, and it's not really going to matter to go, much thinner. I actually worry about thinner watches in terms of them being able to bend, to be honest. You can see here the traditional Cartier style crown. Now, this is a manually wound watch, and so that means that you're going to have to wind it on a regular basis. Again, the crown is proportionate to the case, but it is a little on the small side. So if you're going to wear this watch all the time, you need to know that it's going to be something you have to wind, and you're going to have to take it off and do that. There is a spinel cabochon in the crown. What Cartier does for its higher end models in gold is it uses the synthetic sapphire cabochon. It's pretty similar. The sapphire one's a little bit better. It's sort of one of the things that they do to try to keep costs down with the steel models. Case back is pretty simple. It's screwed down. I believe this case is only water resistant to about 30 meters. So again, it's not a sports watch. Even with the thin case, Cartier does a quite good job at the case finishing, and you can see here that there's a nice brushed finish along the side of the case. The rear of the case is also brushed, but the bezel and the lugs are polished. Let's put the watch on. Little details are sort of what make it a Cartier timepiece, and I guess that begins with the buckle. This has a blue alligator strap, which is really nice. And you see the distinctive Cartier style shape of the buckle there. And this, again, adds to the personality, because this is otherwise a very simple watch. You can see how thin it is there on the side profile. So if you really need to go thinner than that, your sleeves are, in my opinion, way too tight as it is. Two hands offer just the hours and minutes, so nothing fancy in terms of complications, but that's really what you're looking for in a dress watch of this style. Again, this case is 39 millimeters wide, so it's a good sort of all-purpose look. There are larger versions of the Drive available. I believe that the standard version is 41 millimeters wide, so that's a little bit bigger, but again, it wears much differently than this extra flat. I believe the extra flat is probably one of the best models, and that's really because it does the dress watch thing quite well. The simple dial, which is sort of a silvered with the blued steel hands that are proportionally very appropriate for this design. The cushion style case, which is sort of the signature look of a Drive, is interesting because it offers a very universal look without being round, and a lot of people don't want yet another round dress watch. So I think the distinctiveness is in the shape of the case as opposed to things like the movement. Inside the watch is a movement that is proprietary to the Richemont group, so it's produced for Cartier by a quote-unquote partner. There are plenty of manufacturers within Richemont that sort of share stuff, and so I guess you could call it in-house movement, but it's really sort of an in-group movement, and it's a manually wound movement. Like I said, it offers just the time, operates, I believe, at 3 hertz with probably about 2 days of power reserve. The reference number of this Drive Extra-Flat is CRWSNM0011. Of course, that will be in the video description. There are lots of watches at this price point, which is $5,600, but for a dress watch that's this nice from a noticeable brand like Cartier, there isn't that much. Rolex, for example, has the Cellini, which is more expensive and doesn't come in steel. And a lot of the competition out there also doesn't have a model that's sort of this thin or this sort of elegant. Mont Blanc, which is also in the Richemont group, Might have a few, but I think the Cartier name is still a little bit more famous and thus desirable. So again, this is the Cartier Extra-Flat Steel. I really like this watch a lot. I wouldn't necessarily wear it on a daily basis, but as a dress watch for formal occasions, I think it does its job really nicely. Again, the price is $5,600, and you can see the full review on aBlogtoWatch. Thanks.